Welcome back to the show, everyone. Today, Liz and I are going to sink our teeth into something that's been bubbling up all over our social media feeds, something that looks delicious but might just be leaving a bad taste in our mouths. AI food videos.
Oh, Angus, I'm so glad we're talking about this. You know, those impossibly perfect, gravity-defying cakes, or the sauces that just flow exactly right? They're everywhere. And for a while I was just mesmerized, thinking, wow, the future of cooking is here.
Exactly. They're visually stunning, right? Like a culinary siren song. But beneath that glossy, often vibrant surface, there's a whole heap of issues we need to explore. We're talking about the dark side, the unspoken truths behind these hyper-realistic, often unreal food creations.
Yeah, my first thought was always, how do they do that? You see a recipe for like a rainbow grilled cheese that stretches a mile and it looks absolutely amazing. Then you try to replicate it and it just doesn't. It's disappointing, actually.
And that disappointment is a key part of it, isn't it? These aren't just enhanced videos, many of them are entirely AI generated or heavily AI assisted. The food might not even be real, or the processes shown are utterly impossible to achieve in a home kitchen. It sets a completely unrealistic expectation for home cooks.
Absolutely. I remember seeing one where someone was supposedly making pasta directly out of like a block of cheese, and the cheese was just forming into perfect fettuccine strands. It looked so cool, but my logical brain was screaming, that's not how physics works.
Right? And that's where the deception really kicks in. It's one thing to use good lighting or clever editing, which human food photographers have been doing forever, but it's another to fabricate entire dishes or cooking processes out of thin air, presenting them as achievable reality.
And it makes you question everything you see online. If these stunning food videos are fake, what else am I consuming that's not quite real? It erodes trust, not just in food content, but in digital content generally.
Exactly. And let's talk about food waste for a minute. Even for the videos that do involve real food, the sheer volume of ingredients often used, or the elaborate setups for a single perfect shot, can lead to incredible amounts of waste. Think about a huge cake just to get one perfect slice video, or dozens of attempts at a poor shot.
Oh, that's a really good point. I hadn't thought about the waste angle in the same way with AI. But if creators are trying to mimic the AI aesthetic with real food, they're probably going through so much to get it just right. The pressure to go viral, to create something unbelievable, leads to so much excess.
And it's not just the real food waste. When people attempt these recipes at home and inevitably fail because the instructions are flawed or the visuals are impossible, that's also contributing to waste in individual kitchens. People are throwing out ingredients, time, and effort.
My heart aches for the butter and flour wasted on my gravity-defying cake attempt. It ended up looking like a sad, deflated soufflé. I was so disappointed I didn't even want to eat it. So yeah, direct and indirect waste, totally.
Then there's the nutritional misinformation aspect. Sometimes these AI-generated concepts come up with dishes that, while visually appealing, might be incredibly unhealthy, or even contain strange ingredient combinations that aren't good for you. They're optimized for aesthetics, not for actual nutrition or taste.
I've seen some of those, like the ultimate cheesy bacon explosion burger with a donut bun and deep-fried pickles. It looks outrageous and tempting, but you just know eating that would probably shave a week off your life. And AI doesn't care about your arteries, does it?
No, it doesn't. Its algorithm is designed to generate engagement, to go viral, to hold your attention, not to provide a balanced diet. And this can be particularly problematic for younger audiences who might not have the critical thinking skills to discern what's real and what's not, or what's healthy and what's just a visual spectacle.
That's a really important point. Kids especially are so susceptible to these kinds of visually appealing trends. If an AI video shows a dessert that's 90% food coloring and sugar, they might think that's normal or even desirable. It could genuinely influence their eating habits down the line.
And it also affects the culinary industry, you know? Real chefs, bakers, and food content creators put their heart and soul into developing recipes, perfecting techniques, and creating genuine content. When AI can churn out endless perfect videos, it devalues the incredible skill and passion of human creators.
That's true. It's like, why bother spending years perfecting your sourdough if an AI can just whip up a video of a perfect loaf that people will share a million times, even if it's completely fake? It's a challenge to authenticity.
Totally. And it's not just about stealing views, it's about setting an impossible bar. If everyone expects food to look like it came from an AI dreamscape, what does that mean for the beautiful, rustic, perfectly imperfect food that humans actually make?
It diminishes the art of it, doesn't it? Cooking is an art form, and there's a certain beauty in the imperfections, the slightly charred edges, the natural texture of ingredients. AI smooths all that out into something sterile and almost uncanny.
Exactly, Liz. The uncanny valley of food. It looks almost real, but there's just something slightly off that your brain can't quite pinpoint. The colors are too vibrant, the texture's too smooth, the gravity defying all logic. It's almost creepy sometimes.
I get that feeling, like the glistening, perfectly symmetrical berries on a non-existent cake, or the way a stream of chocolate pours in a way that liquid just shouldn't. It's designed to trigger a specific visual response, not to represent actual food.
And this leads us to the broader ethical concerns. Who is creating these videos? What datasets are they trained on? Are they inadvertently promoting unhealthy eating habits or unsustainable practices? There's a real lack of transparency.
Yeah, and if these videos are pushing certain products or ingredients that might not even exist, or promoting a specific, unreal aesthetic, it feels like a subtle form of manipulation. You're being sold an illusion.
Absolutely. It's essentially marketing without accountability. No one's going to sue an AI for a failed recipe, right? So, what can we as consumers do to navigate this increasingly complex digital culinary landscape?
Well, first, I think it's about developing a healthy skepticism. If something looks too good to be true, it probably is. If the colors are unnaturally bright or the physics seem flexible, it's a red flag.
Great point. Question the source. Is it a known, reputable food blogger or chef, or is it just a random account with 1 million followers and no real person behind it? Check the comments too. People are usually quick to call out fakes.
Yeah, the comments section is your friend. Also, think about the ingredients. Do they make sense together? Are they readily available? If a recipe calls for something wildly obscure or in impossible quantities, that's another clue.
And maybe, just maybe, let's appreciate real food again. The beauty of a slightly imperfect homemade cookie or a dish that tastes amazing even if it doesn't look like it belongs in a glossy magazine. Let's celebrate authenticity.
Yes, and support human creators. Find those food bloggers, those chefs, those home cooks who are genuinely sharing their passion and their tried-and-true recipes. They deserve our attention and our clicks far more than an algorithm trying to trick us.
Exactly. Let's remember that food is meant to be enjoyed, shared, and nourish us, not just to be a perfectly rendered digital image. The joy is in the making and the eating, not the virtual wow factor.
You know, this conversation has actually made me crave a really good, rustic, slightly lopsided chocolate chip cookie. One that I know was made by human hands, with love, and definitely isn't defying gravity.
Sounds perfect, Liz, and that, I think, is the key takeaway here. Let's get back to the real, delicious, imperfect world of food. Thank you so much for joining us today, everyone. And remember to always critically assess what you're seeing online, especially when it looks too good to be true.
Absolutely. Stay real, stay hungry, and we'll catch you next time.